What is going on? Sandro Tonali, our new exciting Italian midfielder, has now admitted via his agent he has a gambling addiction. He's been caught out and is now guaranteed to face a lengthy ban from football. But how long has this been going on, and how much did AC Milan know about his gambling addiction? And have they cashed in on Tonali in selling him to Newcastle before it all come out? That's what I'm going to discuss in this video. It's coming up. Welcome back, it's Eddie here from Tyneside Life. Now obviously this has been in the news for a few days now. I deliberately didn't do a video about it because we didn't know enough about what was going on. So Sandro Tonali, our Italian midfielder who we've recently bought from AC Milan, and his Italian colleague Nicolo Fagioli of Juventus, also a midfielder, were withdrawn from the Italian squad prior to their two Euro 24 qualification matches against Malta and against us last night, England. They were both sent home and returned to their respective clubs on compassionate grounds because clearly they weren't in the right headspace to play for the Italian squad. So that's all we knew at the time, and there were rumours that there were some allegations of unlawful betting scandals involving the two players who have been placing bets on football matches. First of all, I must credit Keith Downey of Sky Sports News for reporting this, is where I'm getting the information from. So my understanding is that both players attended an Italian federation hearing in Turin on Tuesday. Nicolo Fagioli, he self-referred himself. Tonali didn't, but Tonali in the hearing has admitted to unlawful betting by placing bets on AC Milan whilst he was playing in a match and when he wasn't, for them to win. Fagioli, as I said, he's self-referred. He's already been dealt with. He received a 1-year ban, but 5 months have been suspended and has been fined €12,500, about £10,800, while he agreed to a therapy plan for at least 6 months to tackle his gambling problem. In effect, Fagioli has now been banned from football for 7 months over a breach of betting rules. But we're not going to find out what's going to happen to Tonali for another day or two. Bearing in mind, Fagioli self-reported himself. That's going to go in his favour when he was dished out the punishment. Tonali hasn't. I don't know how much of an effect, if any, that's going to have on any punishment he receives. But I think as Newcastle fans, we have to completely and fully expect for Tonali to be banned now for the rest of the season. This is all obviously going to have a devastating impact on Tonali's career, both at club level and his international career with Italy, which was starting to really take off. But also as well, it's going to affect Newcastle United. We've just bought Tonali for 55 million, this exciting Italian prospect. He's already shown us glimpses of what he's capable of and was set to get better under Eddie Howe. It's going to have a real massive effect on the whole club and the team as well. I don't know what sort of effect it's going to have on the team dynamics in the dressing room and what effect it might have on the morale of the team. Nobody knows yet, but it's absolutely shocking news, and clearly this is going to have a massive impact on the club, but us as fans as well, because we expect better. None of us expected this sort of news to come out about a Newcastle United player that we've just spent £55 million on. So that's all the factual circumstances out the way, all the legalities, and we're just going to have to get ourselves prepared to lose Tonali for quite some time. But what has been going on behind the scenes, that's the sort of thing where I like to speculate, because clearly this has been going on for quite some time, and clearly I'm a Newcastle United fan, passionate Newcastle United fan, but we have to be honest with ourselves. I was very, very surprised at the signing of Tonali because none of it made any sense at the time. This Italian lad playing for his boyhood club, a European heavyweight in AC Milan, who were already Champions League heavyweights, who were already playing in the Champions League this season. He was already a seasoned international with Italy, even though he's only 23 years old. Everything was going his way. So why did he join Newcastle United? In order to enhance or develop his career? Anybody who is any reasonable objectiveness about them will know that, and even our owners acknowledge that we are going to have a more difficult season than last, and it's going to be really, really hard for us to qualify for the Champions League this season. So for Tonali to come to Newcastle was a risk. Why did he take that risk? Now, before the Italian football governing body decided to tap on Tonali's and Fagioli's shoulder and officially announced that they were under investigation for breach of betting rules, there must have been some heat that was turning up. There must have been some conversations. There must have been a knowledge, I believe, that they were going to get caught out. And if they were, there might have been conversations between Tonali, his agent, and AC Milan officials. There'll be nothing that can be written. There'll be nothing on record. There'll not be an audit trail. There would have been a crisis meeting, I believe, to say, look, this betting scandal is going to come out. What are we going to do? Now, I'm absolutely certain we will never know it, but it's my belief, because if AC Milan was ever asked officially, they, of course, would just deny all knowledge. But it does make absolute sense to me that AC Milan, in crisis meetings with Tonali and his agent, decided to cash in on Tonali before they lost out on him themselves. Of course, then Tonali has come to Newcastle in the summer, and it's entirely likely that all of this will have been hanging over the shoulders of Tonali, just waiting for that tap on the shoulder. That would have affected everything about his life, not just his professional life, playing at the best of his ability for Newcastle United, but his personal life as well. You can tell by his demeanour, he always seemed to be in a bit of a mood, a bit sulking, or not, certainly not happy. He very rarely smiled. Of course, when Tonali's been asked, and if you asked him, of course he's going to say the right things. Of course he's going to toe the party line by saying how much he wanted to move to Newcastle United and be part of the plan, blah, blah, blah. But every sinew of yourself, myself, every hair on my body is screaming that Tonali didn't really want to move away from AC Milan. Of course, there's going to be people out there who are going to say, don't be daft, man. Look, AC Milan needed the money. That's why they've sold him. Perhaps. But they spent money in the summer to replace one or two players that they moved on. So to me, it just doesn't make any sense. That is my personal belief, that this has been going on for a while. There's been behind the scenes conversations with AC Milan, and they've concocted a plan to cash in on Tonali before the shit hit the fan. And he's come to Newcastle United, this brilliant midfielder, and now he's facing a lengthy ban from the club. I'm absolutely gutted. This is going to knock him for 6. And will he play for us against Palace on Saturday? It seems unlikely, but it's possible. But yeah, just where do we go from here? We're just going to have to wait until some more news comes out, till the official result comes out from his hearing as to what sort of sanctions are going to be placed on Tonali. I just thought I'd put this little video together to express what I think has been going on behind the scenes, because that, when you look at it objectively, that seems to make more sense, a lot more sense, than the belief that he wanted to enhance his career by moving away from his boyhood club, AC Milan, to Newcastle United.